to be placed among the top 10 business schools, what are your ideas to improve our performance as a school? And here's the order. So you get 60 seconds each. We've got timers here. Ellie, you are up.
Okay. Well, I personally think that our program often teaches us tactical skills, but doesn't often ask us to actually put all of these skills together and think about the whole business. And I think that while each of you come in with experience that makes you incredibly qualified to be here and to do that kind of thinking, a lot of the pieces of our program aren't fully coming together and connecting with each other. I also think one of the things that you see in the rankings is that we have a really strong reputation for being incredibly good right out of the gate, but we need to have a little bit more confidence in thinking strategically and having that vision. And I think a lot of that is just about choosing to step up into that role and having teachers and leaders here that foster that in us. I don't think it's a matter of aptitude or ability. And I think that what I would bring as a GBA president is a willingness to go and talk to each of those stakeholders.
Hey everyone. So I think there's two things that I really think can get us into the top 10. Number one is storytelling. Number two is a higher vision and purpose. When I came to Tepper, I was actually amazed by the people I met. From Deepak inventing a lamp to connect families across the world, to Keller Kamasi, who invented a medical device company. We need to tell that story much better. So that's the reason I actually chose to be part of GBA marketing, was to work on the branding, work on the storytelling. As of now, I'm working on the new Tepper website, which is doing exactly that, to tell the stories that we need to tell. I'm also working on, as I said yesterday, Kelly Wilson is talking about your star stories to prospective students and alumni. So that way we can engage alumni, engage prospective students to show what we actually do. I'm actually also working on a student video competition, which we're going to kick off in this week, where you will get to tell your story to the world about what your life is at Tepper.
Time.
So I think one of the main things preventing Tepper students from being placed in the top 10 is because we need to have better student involvement, namely that there are certain students in our audience, that in our class, whose voices aren't as heard as loud as others. And so I believe as a community, we need to specifically target these groups of students to make sure they're heard. One of the things we're working on currently is figuring out who's participating, what demographics of students are participating in class, and who is not. And so by specifically targeting these students and creating programs and techniques for these students through A/B testing, we can get students more involved in the classroom, more involved in the COC, and more involved at clubs at Tepper.
A big thing that's preventing us from becoming a top 10 school is that we fall into a stereotype. The outside world sees us as engineers, data-driven, but if you look around the room, we're much more than that. I'm not an engineer, and I'm not always data-driven. Even though Sundar Kekri is telling us, this is Carnegie Mellon, we will use data, we need to use much more than that. I know Brian Roberts, he came in and he wanted to grow his ability to become a Photoshop expert. We need to tell people that we have many more skill sets and more interests besides data, numbers, and all the quantitative stuff that comes in between. And we need to highlight that there are people within this school, both male and female, that have a wide range of skills that we need to utilize as a community.
So prior to coming to Tepper, speaking to alumni, I heard two things. One, that we're not a founder school, and two, that we don't always develop the best leaders. And I think part of that is because we do attract a certain type of student, and I would like to see the program be a little bit more encompassing in reaching out to different types of students while staying true to the quantitative brand of the school. I do think that's very important, especially right now, because Tepper is very uniquely positioned to leverage the quantitative data approach to business problem solving more than any other school in the country. And if we build more extensive networks with people with different skill sets, we can leverage the network that Tepper is also known for across our alumni. Like, we have a strong but mighty already network, and I really do believe that's true, so we just need to widen the type of student that we're attracting to the school while staying true to the school brand.